This is the 238th Test from the Future, an experimental podcast from the year 2225, which we are sending from our present to yours. My name is Dirk.
My name is Simon.
And my name is Mr. Dobalina.
And we're putting the past in podcast.
Mr. Dobalina's here today.
Yes, there's three of us. I was going to say we have a special guest, but maybe we are the special guests.
Indeed. For our 4th anniversary episode, you and I will be the guests and Mr. Dobalina will be the interviewer.
Yes. We asked Mr. Dobalina, what shall we do for our 4th anniversary? And he said, how about you have yourself interviewed?
And then he very kindly volunteered to do it himself after we didn't find anyone else to ask us the questions.
Yes. Thanks a lot, Mr. Dobalina, for taking the time.
It will be my pleasure after all the things you have done for me.
So, shall we get started then? Is there anything we need to talk about before the interview starts?
No. I think Mr. Dobalina prepared quite a few questions. So,
let's start with the first question. Why did you start Tests from the Future?
I think we did talk about this long ago, but of course it's the 4th anniversary. So
yes, recap.
Maybe this is some people's very first episode.
Possibly.
Yeah. So shall I?
Yeah.
And actually it'll be good after 4 years. I'll say why I think we started it and then maybe you...
And then maybe
you see if it matches up, yeah.
Yes.
So, so over 4 years ago now, we wanted to work out how to send things back in time.
Yes.
And as part of that, we tried many, many different techniques. And, we needed to have something to send back. So we basically recorded these short audio clips of ourselves talking about things from the future. We figured, hey, if this actually gets back in time, it'll be nice for someone to have something interesting to listen to.
Yeah.
So that's why we started.
It was like a theory we had long ago, like when we were studying together.
Exactly, yep.
We even had, our final thesis was about
Yes,
this.
exactly. So we studied it. Back then we didn't get anything working, but we came back to it many years later.
Yeah.
And now, as of 4 years ago, we've had it working.
Send audio files back in time? Yes, that's possible. So, and then, to keep on sending things back in time, we needed to keep on coming up with new ideas to send things back in time.
Yeah.
Why do you keep on recording new episodes?
Okay, which...
Yes.
I guess you almost started answering that. For fun.
Yeah, it's also for fun. Yeah. I think also initially the podcast was first to make sure that it's working and to make sure that it stays on working, but it kind of evolved in, okay, it works, but let's keep on talking.
Yeah. Right, exactly. I mean, exactly, especially at the beginning when we found for, episode 29, we learned that method. So the low fidelity wave burner set to -20. When we learned that technique worked, one time for episode 29, we wanted to confirm, is this repeatable, reproducible, or was it just a fluke? So we kept going.
And it's also, I think what I like is also getting the feedback.
That's an important part of it, you're right. If we were just sending these back and no one was writing to us, letting us know that they'd heard the episodes by sending an email to michaellasagna5@gmail.com, if no one was doing that, we would not have kept going all this time. But exactly that, feedback. We can't write back to them, but, we enjoy making more episodes so that we can talk to the people who've written to us from the past.
And it's also just, besides the fact that we now know it's technically working and we keep on being reaffirmed, it's also just to hear from listeners 200 years ago, just to hear them, react and saying, hey, this was fun, or we have a question about this, or just send us a joke or so.
Yeah.
It's inspirational.
It is.
Yeah, inspirational is a good word.
It gives me inspiration in my daily life, so I'd say so.
I see that we will largely be receiving human answers to these questions today.
I mean, yes. So,
yes,
Mr. Dobalina, both Dirk and I, we are humans, so we will give such answers. I mean, I was just about to say, so we talked so much about the podcast itself, and of course that's my driving motivation. We did also travel back in time at some point.
True.
Or wait, no, you didn't. I did. I actually went back in time 200 years to the 21st century.
Hi, John.
You did?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right, the first time. You were there the first time, and then I went by myself the second.
No, you went a few times by yourself, and then you took me along.
Yeah. Sorry, I was talking about the episodes that the listeners will
It's
listen.
like so much time traveling that we even
Losing track of it. I haven't been in a while, to be fair. So
it kind of wore off after a while.
yeah, but like that's a nice. So that's a point. We have the show. The podcast itself is enjoyable in its own right, but then there's these nice like unexpected side effects.
And also because we keep. Because we keep on coming up with new ideas, it's also fun to try out different things. Like, exactly. Hey, we have another recording coming up. Let's get this gadget or go to this particular place. That was kind of fun. The fun part of it.
Which episodes especially stand out in your memory?
I guess it's the Dobalina.
Sorry?
Yeah, he butts in sometimes. I mean, I guess he understands we've wrapped up what we're saying.
Yeah. Okay.
So our favourite episodes, or not favourite maybe, but yeah, okay, ones that really.
Yeah, stand out.
Yeah.
Because I've been asked the question before. Which one always immediately pops up in my mind?
Which one?
It's the one about the Intergalactic Escalator.
I remember that. Yeah,
it's a very early episode. I mean, we didn't go there; we just spoke about it, and until that point, we had been speaking about, let's say, standard technology over time. And of the Intergalactic Escalator, there's just one, so it felt just kind of different. And it was all in all. I mean, it was still a relatively standard episode. We pick a topic, we talk about it, but it was fun to do. I remember laughing a few times.
Yeah, makes sense that it would stick out or stand out. For myself, it stands out. It was very different from any of the episodes we'd done up until that point, or at least that I'd done up until that point. It was number 70. So Simon Solo.
You remember the number?
I remember the number. Okay, I say remember. I did a bit of preparation.
Okay.
Wouldn't remember that off the top of my head. But it was the first episode that I recorded all by myself. I can't remember the reason now, but you were away. So it was shorter than our regular episodes because, I didn't have someone to bounce off of. But I remember really enjoying it. At some point, I got talking about the bowel disruptor and somehow got kind of poetic with it.
Okay.
It was interesting.
And not being interrupted probably helped.
By Mr. Dobalina butting in. No, exactly. I was just to myself. That was a good one.
One other episode that I remember was the Full Earth episode. It was a little bit more recent, where we were speaking about terminology. And that, of course, we often speak about technology or technological advancements. But this was a little bit about when you live on the moon, there's no full moon because you're on it, but there's full Earth. And then we spoke about what does tomorrow and yesterday mean on the moon because days last 28 Earth days and so on. And then we got into this whole almost philosophical discussion about how Earth terminology doesn't work elsewhere in the galaxy.
Right.
And when is your birthday if you're not born on Earth, and the days are different. And I thought that was...
I remember that conversation well now as well. It was fun.
Yes, exactly. That was fun. So that's another one that stuck out to me.
Yeah.
You have any more?
Three more, I'd say. There was the one that our listeners never got to hear. Episode number 100. We had, because it was our 100th episode, we decided let's have a big party.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing time. And unfortunately our listeners never got to hear it. Something went wrong. We don't know exactly what, but something went wrong with the low fidelity wave burner.
Yeah, that never went back in time. Huh?
Yeah, but there was some really good music that night. It was really good stuff. Okay, but then let me say one that they will have actually heard. Episode 150, The Replicants. And I really like that one because you and I were not even there. Like in episode 149, we'd made replicants of ourselves. 150, we handed the show over to them. It was really nice just being able to, go do something else. The show took care of itself.
True.
For 1 week only. But
the replicants completely made that episode by themselves. Yeah, that was quite creative. Yeah. Well, you picked round numbers. Maybe I also picked round numbers because I didn't look up the numbers.
Could be.
There's
a chance.
One other episode that I remember is the Uranium Lamp. It's not so old. I think maybe like a year old or so. I don't remember. I like it because on the one hand, it was a very standard episode. We had a piece of technology. We spoke about it. We explained
the Uranium
it.
Lamp itself.
Exactly. And then we still had some sort of incident near the end of the episode. That was when Mustero showed up on your balcony.
That was it.
Yeah, and that was. I mean, like
the shock of that. I can see why the shock, or at least maybe was it the shock of just him showing up at the end of the episode?
To be honest, not at all. It's actually kind of a coincidence. Like if he would have showed up at the end of some other episode, then I'm not sure if we would have picked that. I think the uranium lamp.
Okay, it was the lamp itself.
Yeah, exactly. And the bit where we dropped it on the floor and then we were afraid it was leaking uranium.
Indeed.
Any other?
I'm going to cheat a little bit, but so this is my last episode, as it were. But I'm going to cheat. I'm basically going to say, so it was a trilogy, the 21st Century Trilogy, which was episodes 197, 198, and 199. And that was where... So exactly, in 197, you and I travelled back in time, 200 years. 198, I myself travelled back in time. And then in that episode, accidentally brought someone from the past to the future.
Yeah.
And then episode 199, we had a nice conversation after she'd been living here for a week. So that was really fun.
Yeah, that was. So you picked quite a few exceptional episodes.
That's why they stood out in my memory. You know, we've made so many wonderful episodes, you know, and I've enjoyed them all. I'm pretty sure, probably. But you know, because we've done so many of them, these were the ones that stood out in my mind. I think that's it for me.
Yeah, I think time for the next question. Then I would say.
Do I have to stick to the questions you told me to ask in advance?
Yeah. Would be good if you do that, Mr. Dobalina.
Yeah,
that's why we prepared them.
Yes, because otherwise we have to improvise. We're not very good with improvisation.
Not so much.
So if you...
Did anything ever go wrong with the podcast?
Yes. So episode 100 never went back.
True, actually.
That's a big example.
Yeah. I remember when... I remember when Mr. Dobalina... You may remember him, kept trying to sell me cuckoo clocks.
I remember that now.
It was very early on. There was some virus that was affecting some of the...
Yeah, right. He was behaving very oddly, out of character.
Exactly, very out of character. But but that was super minor, and that was more, I would say, affecting my life rather than the podcast.
Yeah, like it was an unexpected interruption, but not a major one.
But I do remember this when this was not... while we were recording, but right before, when you had this flying car crashing to your window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was like 2
pretty
years.
shocking. I mean, like you say, not in the episode itself, but then
Yeah, and because that happens very rarely.
Of course.
And I think it was your first.
Yeah. And I'm pretty old by now, so it was pretty... Yeah. It was shocking.
Yeah. I mean, like, the people inside were fine.
Yeah. Right, no one got injured.
But it was just something went off with the location. I think it was trying to dock at the top of the building, and it just missed it by a few floors somehow.
Yeah.
Old flying car, I guess. Maybe it didn't get serviced.
I'm trying to think. Did anything else go wrong?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think quite a few things went wrong. I remember when
but maybe they became happy accidents, you know, where it worked out okay.
I remember when the tiny lion escaped in your apartment.
Yes, I never did find that tiny lion.
Yeah, we minified it, and then it ran off.
Yep.
And then
I heard it for a few days, and then not anymore, so I'm sure it's fine and went somewhere else.
I guess so, yeah. And then, of course, there was the double eclipse.
Right, where we were stuck outside for a couple of weeks, yeah.
It lasted 3 weeks instead of 3 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, that was a long eclipse.
Yeah. Lots of...
But that's not like a technical problem on our end, like for the podcast, you know. That's just... Okay, I guess actually this question we didn't prepare this one so clearly, yeah.
Yeah, also, and like this is like some of the things that may have happened on the show, but also some things that may have happened outside of it, yeah. And also, I remember, you know, teleporting in, but then stumbling over and then limping while we were recording, those kind of things.
Oh, yeah, sure. What am I saying? A few weeks ago, remember we were queuing up to go to the Pinball Star Trek game, and we accidentally got in the wrong queue, and that was a whole big thing. But, okay, we signed an NDA, we can't say any more about it. So,
true. That also happened on the show. Yeah.
Okay, that's quite a lot.
Yeah, lots of half behind the scenes, half in front of the scenes, I guess, because it happened on the show. Okay.
What was your favorite poem?
I mean,
ever? That was not a question. That wasn't. No,
we didn't exactly.
I don't think we've ever had any poems on the show.
Not on the show, no. To be fair, I also don't really read or listen to much poetry, so I couldn't even just name it anyway. A poem, I mean. But also, especially on the show, we don't have poems on this show. Strange.
I personally read 2 poems during the episodes that I hosted. You may remember that you asked for me to step in while you two were off to do fun stuff.
And that was very kind of you, Mr. Dobalina. And
Yes.
to be honest, I haven't yet listened to those episodes. I'm sure they were great, yeah?
Look, we got lots of good listener feedback on those.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's some of the most listened to episodes.
Not even pretending, for real.
It's true, actually.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder.
So it must maybe because of the poetry.
Yeah, no pressure for this episode, though.
No.
What is your position on acknowledging certain AI as sentient beings?
Yes, we spoke about this. Another question that wasn't on the list. We spoke about this, I think, because AI already pretty much decides everything. If they suddenly become sentient beings, then
They have their own agenda, maybe.
there's a conflict of interest. Then you can't trust their decisions anymore, in my opinion.
Yeah, when we say we're not just for our listeners, in case, again, this is their first episode, we're not meaning they just make our decisions like for us daily life, like us day to day. We're talking about human society in general for the whole of the planet Earth.
Yeah,
It's a big deal.
And I know why Mr. Dobalina is asking this, being AI himself.
Sure.
And I know also that the general AI position isn't clear. So how about we revert the question, Mr. Dobalina?
Yeah, ask us to Dobalina.
Exactly. What
Being an AI.
do you think of this?
That is a rather sensitive question. If I remember correctly, I am not the one being interviewed here. Let's get back to the list.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, okay, sure.
After 4 years, how do you keep coming up with such great show topics every week?
Hey, back to the list.
This is what we put on the list.
That's definitely a good one.
So, how do we do it?
So what we do is I wait for you to come up with ideas, and that's how. Okay, occasionally I will come up with ideas myself, suggest them, but I think you're really the main ideas guy.
I usually just look around.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just sit on my balcony, watch the city go by, and go like, which part of the view I'm having didn't we talk about? And sometimes I teleport somewhere, sit down there, look around, and then this basically is filling in like a big puzzle. So there's a big puzzle piece here, there's a puzzle piece here, and then in the beginning it was the stuff right in front of my face, like teleporters and lenses, literally on my face.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the uranium lamp, I just hear about it in some advertisement.
Sure.
I think in the past I was like, okay, never mind, who needs an uranium lamp? But now it's like, we could have this.
Yeah, right. And sometimes I can remember we've done some episodes like where we've had either presents or just random things that we've won in competitions, and then that gives us something we can talk about for an episode.
True, yeah. But also, like I remember when you got invited for the Person of Leisure program.
Oh yeah.
And we were like, cool, we can talk about this on the show.
Right. I mean, I was obviously going to do that anyway, but then basically our lives provide us with, furnish us with ample opportunities for things to talk about.
And it's also like we live in the 23rd century. We think whatever happens to us is probably interesting for people living in the 21st century.
Yeah.
We could do an whole episode about my mispronunciations.
Could do, but
we can do an outtake that lasts like half an hour.
We could get Mr. Dobalina to prepare that for us.
Yes, Mr. Dobalina can do that. Yeah.
What do you think the future is going to be like?
More of the same?
The future of the future.
Yeah. So looking back on what we know of 200 years ago, and actually having visited there, future, so our present, seems pretty much like then, only better. So, not in all ways, but like we have 3-day working weeks instead of 5-day working weeks, for example.
Yeah, maybe more freedom.
Like 1-day working weeks, that'd be freedom. I mean, I know I'm a person of leisure, so I've got 0, working days a week, but most people need to work at least 3 at the moment, so it'd be nice if that could be reduced.
I do kind of like working.
Yeah, as an optional thing, for the folk who don't.
What do you think the future is going to be like?
Maybe more flavours of crisps?
Yes. And fast space travel.
Indeed, even faster.
Yes. I think that kind of summarizing it.
Yeah.
Flexible work weeks.
Yeah, new recipes for the food conglomerators.
Yes, more especially for crisps, and fast space travel. I think those are the 3 main points.
Yeah.
Freedom, nice to have. We already have freedom.
Got it.
Exactly. Like, okay, yeah, sure. What the future is going to be like, what we have now plus.
Exactly.
So it's not like the future is just going to be crisps flavors.
No. Oh, sorry, yeah, I was meaning just in addition to what we have now.
Exactly, on top. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking...
I think we have now gotten to the point where I have asked enough questions, and it is time to read a poem.
I agree with the first part of that.
We did promise.
The second part.
We did promise. We said if
okay.
he interviews us, he could say a poem.
That's true. Okay, so then shall we wrap up the episode?
Yes. Okay. Let's. Yeah. Actually,
so if you don't mind, Mr. Dobalina, we'll wrap up our episode,
the
show here, and then we can close on you reading your poem.
All right.
Okay, so listeners to Test from the Future, you've just heard our 4th anniversary episode number 238, and we would very much appreciate it if you email us via the email address michaellasagna5@gmail.com. Put the episode number 238 in the subject line, and suggest other things you might like to hear for the coming year.
Yes. And for now, thanks for listening, and see you in 200 years.
Bye-bye.
Kickstart the golden generator. Sweet talk but don't intimidate her. Can't stop the gods from engineering. Feel no need for any interfering. Your image in the dictionary. This life is more than ordinary. Can I get 2, maybe even 3 of these? Coming from space to teach you of the Pleiades. Can't stop the spirits when they need you. This life is more than just a read-through.